Like that music? A lot of people don't like it, but that's okay.
Who's the haters? Who's the haters?
Tori's excited. Wow.
This is fun.
She's having a little too much fun.
We'll go ahead and give Tori a hand. And we'll give you one too, Brock.
Yeah. I get a little. Give one for yourself. Give one for yourself.
Yeah.
That's
That
cool.
ended right
That's real
on
cool.
time. Oh, what's up, guys? We just wanted to, I want to welcome these two newlywed
Couples.
couple.
It's been a year. It's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a year. That's
Still
right.
newlyweds.
Can't believe that. Wow.
Well, what? A year and a month? Yeah.
Yeah,
A year and a month.
Yeah. 13
Can y'all hear that
months
dog barking?
Married.
We're at my
I
house,
cou- I cou-
everyone, so sorry about
Maybe.
that. We don't have soundproof walls yet, but we're working on it.
This
all
is
right?
the studio.
Maybe on our podcast 2.0 with you guys, we'll have a better
This is fun.
studio. Look at all this. We left all this stuff on here. It looks kind of tacky. There you go.
Yucky. Yucky.
And please don't comment on my drapes up here. But look, that one fell. Huh.
Maybe it's
saw
a
that.
sign for you to get some new ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we didn't tell us your names real quick.
All right. My name is Victoria, but everybody at church calls me Tori.
And I am Brock. Nice to meet you.
And everybody at church calls him Brock.
Yeah, it's nothing special.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And I apologize. I just have one mic, but I'm working on all my equipment here. So it is what it is. So it should sound all right.
Yeah.
Right.
Slow and steady growth.
That's right. All right. Well, we're going to have a few different topics on this podcast with Tori and Brock. Number one being a married couple.
Yeah.
Y'all do smile a lot more since y'all been married. What does that mean? I don't know.
I don't know. Some would say for some it's the opposite, but hey.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just not a little.
That's
little too
okay.
far away from
As a matter of fact, somebody I forgot where I was, but they were like, "Are you going to the funeral?" And they meant marriage to wedding.
When was this?
I was like, some people would say it's the same thing. No,
Hey.
just kidding.
Whose wedding was it? I want to know whose wedding this
I
was.
forget. I think I was in Lubbock when I was in Lubbock last weekend.
Was it just like
Oh,
a
that's
friend or
bad.
was it like family?
It was friend, but they instead of saying a wedding, they said
Called it a
funeral.
funeral.
And
Was it
I'm
an
like,
accident that they said that? Or?
Ooh, yes.
The day the single life died. There you go.
There you
Put it that
go.
way. Put it that way.
That's right. That's a good way to put it. So you guys have been married a little over a year,
Yes.
Yeah.
right?
Just got back from our 1-year anniversary cruise and whatnot.
Yeah.
Pretty
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Went
Honeymoon,
went around Mexico.
honeymoon 2.0.
Yeah.
Where'd y'all go?
Well, we didn't. We went to Costa Maya, Roatan, and
Cozumel.
Cozumel.
Yeah.
Cosmo. Nice.
First cruise, it was really nice.
I was telling somebody, I don't know who it was, but I liked the cruise. We had a lot of fun on the cruise. It was just, I think
You were hating on the food.
Well, the food was just too bland for me. Like there was no, I want some like garlic pepper, some onion powder on there.
She wants her
some
seasonings.
salt, and I had to put some pepper on some of my stuff, but the food was pretty bland. I've heard of mixed feelings about other like cruise ships though, because they have like pretty good food. So
Which one did y'all go on?
we went on Princess, but it's a sister company with I think Carnival now.
Carnival,
So I want us to go on another cruise. I just probably won't go on Princess, although it looks like it's like really clean and aesthetically pleasing. I would just want to try Carnival or what's the other one?
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah, there you go.
You
Royal
went on Royal
Caribbean.
Caribbean, right?
And
No,
those
I've
their
only been on
ships are
Carnival.
freaking huge. I seen one of them, and Brock was like, "Dang, is that the other boat?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty huge."
Yeah, I have some cousins that just left yesterday on Enchantment of the Sea, the new one.
Okay,
Is that-
yes.
Or
I
what,
know
is
what
that the
you're
name
talking.
of it?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm thinking
It's
of
for
the princess
it's like
one.
huge.
but-
It looks like
just
like a
opened.
I don't know. It's kind of like a they have like a bunch of shops in like the center of it,
And
and
it's
it's
like
like
a
super.
mall.
Yeah, it looks like a mall.
Yeah. Now I've only been on Ghetto Carnival. Shout out to Carnival, but
Sponsor this pod.
you know what? Let's ask right now, because I mean I'm a lot older than you guys, and so I used to watch Love Boat, and that's the princess line. Was it the Love Boat?
The love. Oh yes, yes. Because we have a picture, and it's called the Love Boat.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like the first picture we took.
A lot
You
of
can still
retired couples, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were like, "This is my 23rd cruise." We're like, "Oh my gosh."
Wow.
We met like 3-4 couples on the cruise.
Did you ask them if Princess was their favorite, or
So I think
They were
one of the ladies
hyping up.
they said the food. It was really the food that just wasn't doing it for them on Princess. They said that they had been on Carnival because they've been on plenty of cruises that it just looks really nice. There's a lot less kids. It's not as crazy as like Carnival or Royal Caribbean. So they were just saying that it just looks nice. It's cleaner, aesthetically pleasing. The food's just not as good. And that was pretty much about it.
I will say I enjoyed the staff. The staff.
Yeah, the
on-
staff is super
there on
nice.
Princess.
Okay,
We
let's
met-
just go ahead and do the 1 out of 10. What do y'all give them?
For
I
like
would
just
probably-
first cruise,
First cruise, I would say like
maybe about like a 7.5.
yeah,
8.
7.5.
Yeah.
I think maybe the food could have been better, but
I guess maybe you'll be able to rate it better once you try one of the other ones.
yeah,
Right.
Because see, I've heard Royal Caribbean is one of the best ones, but
yeah.
I've never been
Next
on
time we want to go
Well,
on the.
I think that's what Lexi and Aaron went on.
Royal Caribbean.
Real-
no,
or-
no, they did Carnival.
Oh, okay. Well, then I
Carnival.
don't know, but she was saying, their food was really good, and she told me that she wouldn't mind eating it again. Like
Yeah, Carnival wasn't bad.
said
she
they
missed the
missed it,
food.
yeah.
Yeah, she missed the food on the boat, and I was just like, I don't. I was ready to get off.
Did they have the 24-hour or little places where you could get
On
pizza?
Princess,
Yeah.
not 24 hours. It was like
But they
maybe
did serve pizza all day.
yeah,
burgers all
majority
day.
of the time they served like pizza and burgers like pretty much all day till like 8 a.m. till maybe 11 at night.
Pretty-
so
pretty much
almost
all
all
day.
day.
Pretty much all day.
And did you have to pay extra for room service?
No, it
No,
was
y-
included in our package for
We
like
ordered food one day.
drinks and yeah, drinks.
We ordered like pizza and sandwiches to the room.
Yeah, it was just like one time I was like, let's just try doing room service, but
It
they
took,
took
like-
forever. It
took,
took
like,
like over an hour,
hour and a half,
to get
2
our
hours.
stuff.
Yeah, I think you always forget
And
about
it was already
room service.
it was already
Right.
cold by the time we got our food. I
Yeah.
was just like, well, how long was it waiting there for then? But I mean, we're not the only people ordering food on the cruise ship.
That's
I mean,
true.
everybody's out on the dock and they're ordering food, although they could probably easily go get it themselves.
And on Carnival, they you just eat so much. By the time you get back to your room, you're like, I don't want food.
Yeah, I felt
We
like
did
I
that
was
a few
trying. I
times.
felt like I was like trying to like make the most out of our cruise, like by trying all their food. But and here in our everyday lives, I don't eat breakfast. Maybe I'll even skip lunch and I'll only eat dinner. But I was eating like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and in between.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have a scale like when you get on the boat and then
Before and
weigh
after.
Yeah, yeah, because you definitely
The weight
gain a few
capacities
pounds.
in the elevator changing while you're on the cruise.
That's crazy. Yeah, well, that's cool. I'm glad you guys got to do that. Everybody's going on cruises except for me. What's up with that?
yeah.
Well, you went to Hawaii like
I did.
When was the last time you went on a vacation? Like vacation?
I went to the Bahamas in July.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's
I was gonna say it was pretty.
This was 2024 was a big vacation year for me.
And it was just you by yourself, or you went with friends?
Bahamas, I went with family. Hawaii, I went with one of my high school buddies. And
What did y'all do in
then,
the Bahamas? I know you took pictures of a sea turtle, and I don't know what else you did though.
We only did one day. We did, I guess you would call it an excursion. We rented a boat and they took us around. They took us to swim with the pigs. They took us to see Gilligan's Island, which I might not know what that is either, but it's
I don't know what that is.
it's an old show. I'll have to show it to you. Go check out Pluto TV. You can see all those old shows.
Wow.
Anyways, where they filmed it, you couldn't go on it. It's pretty small now. And then they took us to a private beach where it was just us and a couple more boats. And then another place where there was like a grill, like a little restaurant on the beach.
That's kind of nice.
That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did y'all stay at like an all-inclusive
They
resort
don't
or no?
have-
Or they don't have that up there?
Well, we didn't stay in one, but I don't think they have any in the Bahamas. They may, but we stayed at Atlantis, which is is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So
Was it pretty bougie?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's a sandals there, and Bahamas is hundreds of islands, so that's probably one of the more popular places. But
Yeah. If we go on another cruise, I told him probably not Mexico ever again.
We want to
Yeah.
go to on the Alaskan cruise.
Alaskan and
Caribbean.
and
We were joking around. We're like, let's go to
is that
the
Jamaica? Does that
Australian
include
one.
Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
I've been on a cruise that went to. I think they all go to Cozumel.
Yeah, all
but
the
it
Mexican
went
Cozumel
to-
was actually really nice. The
Yeah,
water was
but-
super blue up there. The port wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty clean. It was just whenever you
Once you leave the little
like
port
exit
area.
the little port area, then you're getting chased down by a bunch of Mexicans.
They want to sell you stuff.
Hey, I
Yeah.
said buy this. No, dude, leave me alone.
Yeah, we love
crazy.
your Spanish, Brock. Okay.
I try out here, man.
No, you did good. Just kidding. But and then I'll tell you one place I won't forget is the Cayman Islands. There's no waves. It's like a lake. It's really weird.
What?
I wanted to get a boogie board, and they're like, "For what?" And I said, "Is this just the time where there's no waves?" And they're like, "There's only waves when there's storm."
He's like,
So it's
one
kinda
of them
weird.
big people. I'm just kidding.
Let me show you some waves.
Okay. No, but there was no waves. It was
Y'all
like a
jumping
swimming
up.
pool. But that was really pretty, and Jamaica was nice,
Jamaica.
but in the Bahamas is really pretty. So it was a good vacation year. Hopefully this year.
Yeah,
Well,
I saw some people going on a cruise, I think for the New Year's. I think that would be really fun. So maybe,
Fireworks on the boat or something.
yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
I was in the
I think that would be
Bahamas
great.
on 4th of July, so it was pretty crazy.
Nice.
It was crazy. Well, let's get back on
Track.
to the marriage
Back on
topic. Back on track. Steer it back, right?
Segway.
Yeah. Okay. Are we gonna reveal where we got these questions from, or
We
are
can.
gonna?
You
Okay.
want to?
Shamelessly from
Okay.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah. This next portion of the podcast is brought to you by.
ChatGPT. AI.
For all your needs, whether it's making a schedule, ChatGPT.
Yeah. maybe
It's just
Chat-
crazy. Like AI is everywhere. It's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. Facebook and Instagram.
Dude, you used it for the grocery list the other
Yeah, I
day.
used
and
it for our
and it was
grocery.
pretty
Yeah,
much
I used it
accurate.
for our grocery list because me and Brock, I mentioned to you that we're trying to do a high rocks. We're training for one later this year, and I told ChatGPT, make me a grocery list for HEB for at least $70
You said
worth of groceries.
breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And then you gave it, like,
I told him
macros.
no fish, no, because I just don't eat fish and I don't cook
Yeah.
fish for him. I mean, if he wants to, he can cook it himself, but that's besides the point. And then I think that was pretty much it. And then it made me the grocery list, but then I told it that I wanted it to have like 90 grams of protein per day. Because
Wow.
me and Brock are supposed
I
to
was
hit
telling her,
like
like,
at
1
least
gram of-
190 grams of protein.
Yeah.
But we already had some stuff at home that we could easily make with at least 100 grams of protein already.
Just like fill the rest with like
That's
protein.
And
pretty
so,
cool.
yeah. And so we went to the grocery store yesterday and we got some stuff like that wasn't even on our list, but we managed to pay how much? Like $83 in groceries?
$83 because we added probably about like $10 worth of stuff.
Yeah. So we would have stayed in budget, but that's actually pretty good. So if you ever want to stay on budget and you want, your meals planned out and everything, I would use ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty
Shout
cool.
out ChatGPT.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to read all these questions, but I'll pick out a couple. Okay.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
Let's see. The
I'm all
first
scared.
one. I know y'all didn't
What
really
is he
read
gonna
them all,
pick?
did y'all?
Huh?
Y'all didn't read them all.
No,
I kind of just like skimmed through them.
Okay. So let's do the first one. What are some biblical principles that can help guide a strong and healthy marriage? Or how has faith made a big difference? Your faith in God, your relationship with God.
I feel like it has helped kind of like not give up so easily. I guess extend grace.
Love each other as Jesus loves the church.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Okay.
I feel like, couples get in arguments all the time, but, it's so easy and so easily noticed now that, people just give in and they just throw in the towel. But,
They give up so easily just over like little things.
yeah, I feel like
then-
that's really, like, shaped our marriage. But I don't really.
I mean, like me and you were talking about it. We don't really argue. It's over like the smallest things.
Yeah.
When we do, but
Yeah, and usually we discuss
it's really nothing
about them,
groundbreaking
like,
either.
super quick. I think I don't know what what's something that a worldly couple would do, like that, like people that are or couples that are in faith do. What would y'all say?
I guess like a difference.
Because I guess I'm just like not seeing it right now because I'm put on the spot.
What
But,
would they do different?
Yeah, like
than-
what? I don't even know. I mean, you're not in a relationship.
I mean, like
But, I
even
mean-
in the Bible it
Yeah.
says like don't go to bed angry. I feel like that.
Yeah. I feel like holding a
big
grudge.
thing. That's a big thing.
Yeah, that is a very big thing.
Some people can hold grudges against their spouse.
Like not speaking kind words or speaking life
Yeah,
into your partner. I feel like that'd be another thing.
maybe reminding them of like their purpose in God, like
Yeah.
their calling. I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Because if you think about it, well, I've never been married, but even that example that we used, ChatGPT, remember I told y'all, if you pay for it, it kind of memorizes all the questions that you've asked in the past, and it builds like a database.
Oh, okay.
And
No.
so sometimes
for marriage.
sometimes maybe marriage could be like the way when you're doing, if it's all healthy stuff, like building each other up, forgiving each other. I think my battery just died. No, there it is. I think it just will build a healthy database, kind of like if you think of
Build the
ChatGPT.
foundation.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you don't allow the bad stuff in there, maybe
Nothing can
that
tear your
helps.
house
Yeah,
apart.
and it just reminds me of that scripture because I'm pretty sure you were already referencing it, but it's like I built my house on like solid
foundation.
on a firm foundation, and the Bible just talks about like using straw or your house is easily blown away or torn down and all this stuff, but building it on a solid foundation, that's really what's going to make your marriage
Yeah.
last.
Right.
I think the Bible says the sand and or rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the Three Little Piggies is the house
Oh yeah,
of hay.
yeah. You're talking about the straw, and the sticks.
Straw
the
house.
three
I don't
pigs.
know. I don't know this. I feel like I'm new at this.
Bro, you're getting mean for that.
because it's actually, it makes sense both, but the Bible uses building your house on the sand or on the rock.
Right.
Yeah. So the
pretty
big
sure
bad
there's
wolf
something-
cat.
Blow it down.
Blow it down.
Yeah. So I mean that makes a lot of sense.
What do you think is like a firm foundation for like I guess, building, like, before a couple gets married, building that firm foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Like how to, like
What are
what are ways that maybe I have built like a solid foundation for like a healthy relationship with the partner?
I guess so, yeah. Because I'm like trying
Just
to think.
establishing my relationship with the Lord and just growing it on my own, not having anybody push for me. Just
Yeah, I think that's a big deal. Just like not
doing it
putting
yourself
your faith in your spouse
or
which
in
is-
anybody else. Like, because it could be your
like-
parents, it could be you go to
Children.
church, but you're just going for
attendance.
attendance, and you're like, oh, one day, I'll finally decide to read my Bible, or oh, I'll read it later, but
Well, that goes into this question number 2. It says, how do you balance individual spiritual growth and growth as a couple?
I read my Bible in the morning. So I tried, and we had been talking about it at youth for, I think, a couple of weeks before
Say it,
Christmas
Travis.
break.
Say it.
What?
Stack
Stack
them
them
days.
You gotta stack them days. Yeah, I just been trying to read my Bible a little bit more, and I noticed this a while back ago, and this is whenever I used to work at Walmart, that I was reading my Bible every day before I even got on my phone. And, I noticed a big difference whenever I didn't pray and whenever I didn't read my Bible. I was super anxious. I was super frustrated. I didn't know how to get through my day. And then I would start reading my Bible again. And then, all that weight would lift off my shoulders. I was able to go in through the day knowing, what, I am going to make it. The joy of this. The joy of the Lord is my strength.
Strength.
Yes.
Right.
And
Right.
so I really think
Yeah.
that's that for me. I just try to read my Bible in the morning, and I'm working on stacking my days because sometimes I'll fall off and it'll be on a Friday, or I had just been waking up late,
even
and then
on
it just
Saturdays.
I get out of my groove, and then I'm just like, oh, I'll
happens,
just read it
definitely.
later.
Yeah.
But I think that's how I keep my spiritual growth going. But I don't just pray like in the morning. I'll pray
Yeah.
throughout the day, my work day, or whenever I'm by myself. And I'll remind Brock, I'm like, hey, did you read your Bible today? And he'll be like, no. Or
Sometimes I have to be honest. I'm like, no, I didn't. Or sometimes we'll ask each other, like, what did you read today? And then just try to talk about it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then how about as a couple? How have y'all done that part of it?
like growing together. Like,
I guess we...
Going to church.
I mean,
is
yeah,
part
I
of it.
feel
Yeah,
I feel like
together.
that's
Going to
been a
church.
really big part of it. I will be honest that we haven't really read our Bibles together or like spent like our quality time with the Lord together.
Together, yeah.
It's just really been separate, but I mean, we serve in church, and I'm not saying like that's,
I guess, we pray together before we go to bed.
Oh yeah. Before
Yeah.
we lay down, before we go to bed, I'm like, okay, give me your phone. Let's go ahead and pray, and let's go to bed.
That's
and that's
good.
usually
Yeah.
what we'll do. And yeah,
That's solid advice, definitely, for those of y'all who are married or, well, those
planning
of you
to
who
get
are
married.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right. We'll do one more question. How do you set healthy boundaries with extended family while still honoring them? Or how does your extended family affect your marriage in good ways, bad ways?
And I feel like I can answer
I
that
was
more
gonna say
than
that-
Brock can, just because my dad is very overbearing sometimes. And I know he was joking, but I think it was for Thanksgiving, and I just told him like, hey, like, are we gonna do Thanksgiving before the day of Thanksgiving, because that we get busy and so do you. And he had told me, no, we're just going to do it the day of Thanksgiving. And I just told him, just letting you know, we're probably going to be late because we're going to be out in Grape Creek. And then he had said, no, you're not. You're going to be there on time. And I was like, hello, I am married. So I just told him, I'm like, I'm not going to be there on time. I was like, I'm going to be there late. I was like, you better be glad I'm even going at all. I was like, I don't even have to go. And he was like, oh, no, you're going to go. But I mean, I know he was joking around, but I
Joking,
feel like
not joking.
joking around.
No,
Joking, not joking.
he's like he was being serious, but he was saying it in a joking way.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so I feel like I haven't had to like have like, I don't know. I just feel like my dad just knows that there's like a boundary there.
Your dad's adjusting to
Eh.
father-in-lawhood.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's the first time he's a father-in-law, right?
Well, he had my older brother that had gotten, well, I mean,
Well, they got
yeah,
married like a
Married.
month before us.
Yeah, a month before
it's
us.
fairly new for both.
yeah. But I mean, he never really had a close relationship with my brother to begin with. So my brother had been trying for at least whenever he started, building his relationship with the Lord even more and allowing him into his life and in his marriage, that I feel I've seen spiritual
change.
growth, and I've actually seen growth in, a relationship between him and my dad. So I haven't had to have a serious talk with like my dad on like setting like boundaries, but I don't really know.
And I really haven't had to mention like anything to
Like, and
your
there's
mom
nothing.
or
There's
JR
there's
or-
nothing that like my mom
Yeah.
had just always told me from the beginning. She's like, well, y'all will start y'all's own traditions. Y'all are gonna do y'all's own thing. That's on y'all. I'll never ever take it personal. She's like, just letting you know. And I feel like
And then my
his parents
parents-
are pretty understanding too,
They don't
because
really
his family
question,
is
like,
pretty
if we have to
small.
go
Yeah, they
anywhere.
don't really question. I feel like my dad's just more of like a family man and just likes his family to be all together. But I mean,
Yeah.
he's never like ever mad that we have to go do
And
something.
of course, grandparents, they don't really
Yeah,
say much
so
either.
I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever had to like set any like boundaries with my dad or with like our family members on anything. So
We all are fortunate because they both
you-
sides live here, so
yeah,
it's not
I
like
think
makes it
that's
easy.
Yes.
some
a lot
couples
easier.
have to spend
Travel.
Christmas in Dallas and then next year Christmas here with the other side,
Right.
stuff like that.
The farthest we have to go is Grape Creek.
Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, this is an interesting one. What role does church community play in supporting a marriage or y'all's marriage? How's that helped you guys?
I feel sorry, and I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I don't really feel like
They don't
I
have to-
haven't had like to have like help from like our deacons at church or like any of the older couples. Not that they don't want to or that like
I'm sure
I don't
like we
need
could
them
ask
to.
like
It just hasn't like I don't know.
You
I
know
just-
they're there though.
Yes, I know that
You
they're
need 'em.
there
We
if
know
I
they're
ever
there if we
need
ever need
them.
'em, right.
Yes, because some of them had said like, "Hey, like if you ever need to talk, or if y'all ever want to go get like dinner or lunch sometime, just like let us know." And I mean, I don't.
right. Yeah. I guess the helps. Or
I haven't.
What is it? The
we
advice
have-
has been
we
extended
we
to
just
us.
It's been extended to us. Like that support is definitely there if we need it, but we haven't had to reach out to anybody, or we haven't had an instance where we like really needed them.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
I feel like we can't really answer that question.
Well, because I know when I talked with Aaron and Lexi,
Oh, and you
I
heard that.
talked to them how important it is to be part of a church family and how that will help their marriage. And I mean, even though you guys haven't like specifically asked a couple, but like you said, you're being able to see them and how they're attending church
Right.
and serving.
Yeah, I feel like
and
serving's
stuff like
just
that.
really just been like a thing for us. Just
I mean, like ever since we were dating.
yeah, just
we-
ever
we've
since
always
we've started
served.
dating, we had started serving in church together, and I don't think I could ever go to church and just not serve. And it's not that I'm serving because it's a chore or whatever. It's just the Lord calls us to serve others, but it's also an enjoyment that I like doing.
Right. Like you're not doing it like for extra points for in anybody's eyes, but the
Yeah,
Lord.
or like,
And,
oh, I
yeah.
have to do it, I think it'll look good if people see that I'm going to church and I'm serving and all this stuff. It's just I'm doing it purely just because I want to do it.
And just loving on the people too.
Yeah, loving on people. And, I've met, I feel like serving in the church has actually helped us meet other couples in church. And
Yeah, for sure.
Even some single guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways. But I know you guys can see that the teenagers, since you guys are helping with that as well, with the multimedia team and stuff,
Right.
I think they look up to you guys.
For sure.
And you guys minister to them, and so that's good.
And, I've really been thinking about it that I would like to help you out more. I just don't know. And I feel like maybe I tell myself like I can't help out as much, or I can't really, I wouldn't say speak so much. It's just, I'm just a baby, and I'm just like still new into my faith, but
You're like, I'm still spiritually maturing, so
yes,
I'm not at the
I just
point
feel
where
like
I
I'm
can-
not in that position to really speak to anybody or speak to our youth just yet, but I don't want to let that stop me
Right.
or hinder me from doing what God's called me to do.
Right.
Right.
I tell you what, that's one of the been hard. Hold on, that's been one of the harder things since I'm not married. It's yes, I can relate to the young student females, but not in the same way that one of you ladies would. And so I'm very appreciative of that because I just feel like, since I can't do that, we need somebody to do that. You know what I mean? And somebody like you guys who can share with them even the stuff that we've talked about today so far, and how they can hopefully mirror some of the things that you guys do in
Yeah,
y'all's
for sure.
spiritual life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's even though you're not maybe doing everything that you want to in the maybe in the future, you're working your way that way. Working your way that way doesn't make sense. But
We're being
yeah, I know what I
molded.
mean.
Yeah, it's like we're being molded to, step into that bigger role.
Yeah.
I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah.
At least you're getting a taste of how it is. And even though you guys, it's just 6-7 years ago, y'all were in high school and y'all were in those same shoes. So
Yes.
it's been a little bit longer for me since I was in those shoes. So you guys are definitely a blessing in that regard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy
So-
to think like we were really in high school 6 years ago, and at the time I was able to relate to their
lot of things. I think
situations.
COVID
and
changed a lot, too,
Yes,
with, like,
COVID
kids.
did change a lot of things for students, and I mean,
I guess like just how they interact with people and everything. And whatnot.
Because we are COVID kids?
no,
So y'all had already got out.
we
We
had
graduated
our
right before.
we graduated in 2019.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just right before.
Yeah, that did change a lot, but I'm glad everything
And
is
like
kind of
that, and like TikTok changed a lot of things, and
Attention span.
yeah, like it's just there's a difference, and you can tell.
Right.
Well, something that I'll never forget, because one of our past church members, they used to work with like teens, and she would tell me it's different every year. Something changes.
Yeah.
The kids, and it's probably
Yeah, for
because
sure.
of these things and social media and all
Yeah,
that.
and I'm actually glad that they're banning TikTok. I really hope it does get banned. Some people have mixed emotions about it, but I really think
Right.
we just need to just
I mean, you can learn a lot
Chill.
from TikTok too.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I have learned a lot of
Yeah.
stuff from TikTok, and it's a really great way to meet people. And I just don't think it's been like too beneficial, at least for me. Just
There's a lot of, as the kids call it, brain rot.
yeah, brain rot. You're just
Yeah,
always wanting to be on your phone. Like, what's something else I'm gonna see?
Getting that dopamine.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's a question we should ask, on Wednesdays with the students.
And yeah,
We
that'd
say,
be
how
real.
many
Yeah,
days?
that would be
That would
good.
definitely be
But
interesting.
I think another question is like, how are students or anybody without having TikTok? How is like what are the changes that we're gonna see? Is like something.
I mean, I'm sure they're being asked the same question in school, so that they're probably going to be a little more, I guess, able to give feedback on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the teachers will even be able to see. I mean, but I was just talking to the doctor that I work for, and he was just like, he was like, there's Vine. He was like, and Snapchat was really big. Everybody went on Snapchat, and he was like, same thing happened with Facebook. He was like, everybody was on Facebook. Then everybody was on Twitter. And he was like, now everybody's on TikTok. And now it's about to get banned. So what else
TikTok's going to get replaced with another.
with something else, the
Right.
next big thing. So where's everybody else going to go to?
Remember what I asked you the other day? Because what was it? That one app? It was like Lemonade or something. I was
Yeah,
like,
Lemonade.
I was
But
like,
I
is this the new
mean,
TikTok?
maybe some of y'all can
I don't
tell
know what
me,
it is.
but from what I've seen on Lemonade or how they advertise it, it just looks like Pinterest. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody
I don't
sent me
even
like
know
an
what you're talking
invitation code. I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
But I was going to say more so maybe we should keep an eye on our screen time. Just in
Every
general.
Sunday it tells me,
Yeah.
like, your
And
screen time's up
I'm
or down.
really not on my phone a whole lot.
Dude, I'm terrible.
But I mean,
feel
it's
like I'm
just,
bad.
and it's really just whenever I get home and, I'm just like, man, like I haven't scrolled through TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest all day. Let me just go ahead and scroll.
What did he tell me the other day? You said, like sometimes you'll go from Instagram to Snapchat, from Snapchat to Facebook, Facebook to TikTok.
You just make your cycle of all the apps,
and
you're
then
just
you'll close
keep-
all of them, and then you'll do the same thing again, and still
Yeah.
nothing. Like,
Yeah.
And it's gotten bad. So
and Raven said that's what she does.
Yeah.
That she'll have Instagram, she'll close it, then open it back up, and she's like, "Why did I just do that?"
Yeah, and I mean, there's always been things that distract.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even before phones. But it's definitely something that's easily accessible. Everybody has it.
I mean, you
just
grew up
really
in
have
the
to-
age without social media. So like, what was like the? I guess how was it back then? Like what?
like,
compared to
where
now?
did y'all get y'all's like entertainment from? Like, what did y'all do?
I guess you hung out with your friends.
I was gonna say
you
just
know,
meeting
there
up with
wasn't-
friends, going to the movies or something, going to
Yeah, I mean,
Skating rink.
rink,
I
play
mean,
sports.
there
stuff
actually
like that.
was video games when I
Arcade
was coming up. So that was
rooms.
the arcade.
Yeah, the
That was
arcade.
game
I forgot
room.
about
Pac-Man,
that.
Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. So the mall was big. Just hanging out with friends.
Would
but
y'all just hang out at the mall?
We would kind of like.
And
they
Sunset Mall was
still do
popping back
today.
then.
Yeah, I mean, our mall's dead, but I'm sure if you go to like Dallas or San Antonio, you'll see a bunch of
Oh
kids
yeah, because
hanging
you grew
out
up in
there.
Dallas, right? You didn't.
Yeah,
grow
a
up
lot of the malls I went to are either really ghetto now or they're closed. Some of them have closed. So times have changed, definitely. But it was, I mean, the big thing when I was a teenager is, you had the house phone, right? And you were cool if you had your own phone in your room. So we'd be here chilling at my parents' and the house phone would be right there. And then you could hear a phone ringing and people would be like, what is that? I was like, it's my phone. I'll be back. So we were, and then pagers, got a
What?
pager. And
How did those things work? Like, were those just like cell phones, but like just
like if
Within
you
the
weren't
house,
or like a
home.
text? Oh, okay.
If you weren't home, you didn't answer, or they said, if she's out and about, you call your pager number and you leave your number. So when it would beep, you would know, oh crap, that's Trav calling me. So you'd have to
So
go to the phone.
was your
and you
phone
try-
number and your pager number two different things?
Or was it like the pagers linked to the
Wow.
phone? Yeah,
Yeah. No, this is my pager number.
that's kind of funny.
It's kind of crazy, huh? Yeah. So I mean, it was.
Trav was giving the girls his pager number.
Yeah, just page me. But even the girls had pagers, it's kind of crazy. And you can look like who called you. I don't forgot how far back it went, but then you could put 911 if it was an.
Dude, I gotta look how these. I guess look up how it looked because now I'm all curious.
I don't know if I still have one of my
I've
old
seen in
pagers.
some movies they're like look down and they have their pager, but it's like clipped to their pants or whatever.
And you can put it on vibrate. Like if you're in church, it wouldn't beep. It would. But
That's so cool.
then I gotta go use the
Oh
phone.
my gosh.
This craziness. Yeah, definitely we could do. a
So
whole
I guess if
podcast
somebody
on that.
pages you, say you're at church and obviously there's the phone at church, somebody pages you, you can just look at whoever's calling you, then just type in that number on the church
Mm-hmm.
phone.
Do your parents still use a home phone or no?
No,
Oh, okay.
They've
I
evolved.
still have one. Like there's. Oh, you know what? I
Oh,
had
the pink one, right?
I gave it to Penelope for Christmas.
Oh, what does she think about it?
Well, I
Or
don't know.
had she always
It
wanted
just
it?
says memories of the photo business we had.
Was she born
Memory
for
vault.
that? Was she born for that?
What do you
the,
mean?
For the memory vault? Like, was she around?
Oh yeah,
Oh, see.
the little one.
Is that stuff still at church?
Yeah,
Oh,
Ozzy was a baby when.
okay, so
Memory
Ozzy's
Vault.
the one that probably doesn't remember it.
Right.
Okay.
It's funny because I remember working at Walmart. I don't even think me and Brock were even dating at the time, but I remember seeing them at Walmart, and I was just like, "Oh, she's a cute little girl," and she was a baby. And then I would see the dad, and he had like long hair, sort of.
He was working there for a little bit.
Really?
In the back with the bikes.
Yeah, and I didn't know that.
Paul?
Oh yes, now I'm remembering. But
Shout out to Paul.
Shout out Paul.
Yeah. So.
and then
anyway.
I started talking to Brock, and then I met everybody else. But I had already met you. Well, I wouldn't say like formally met you, but I knew of you because I remember going to. Was it? It's not Shannon. It was the community,
Yeah, the
community
health
gym,
club.
and yeah, the health club. I remember seeing you, and I remember seeing his mom, and I don't know who else.
The lady
was,
talking at the desk.
I don't know who else was working out with y'all, but I remember like
Kristen,
yeah,
maybe?
maybe it might have been Kristen, but yeah, I remember
was
seeing
Art.
them.
Shout out to Liz. Shout out to Christian. Christian.
And I remember they would run, do like assisted pull-ups and all of this stuff.
Shout out to Community Health Club.
Oh.
It's gone.
Shannon.
Those are good days.
Shanopoly.
I don't know if
Shannon.
I ever met anybody else though.
Yeah, I
I'd
don't
met
think-
like
You
Zach
weren't
at
very
like
friendly, if I remember.
When did you meet Zach?
But
I
you were
didn't talk.
just a
I
kid.
didn't. Yeah, I was in like high school. I was probably in maybe
11th, 12th grade.
11th, 12th grade, and I would go at like 5 in the morning.
I remember seeing your sister too sometime, and your brother.
My sister never went that early in the morning.
No, but I remember seeing.
but
her.
she'd
Oh,
go- she'd
seeing
go
them.
at some
Oh,
point,
okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, speaking of fitness, that's a good transition there.
Here we go.
So I know Brock has done half, right? Half
Half
marathon.
marathon, 13 miles, yeah.
And of course, I know you work out. Where do you work out?
True Fit. Shout out True Fit.
Oh yeah.
We don't go to Crunch around here. No, I'm kidding.
Shout out Crunch.
Not anymore. But did you hear that they updated their gyms?
They're doing it now.
Supposedly, they updated majority of them, and they added a bunch of like heavy.
This one has a sauna now.
Really?
That's what
I don't know if
Anthony
it's
said.
finished, but they're
Like
building it.
a bunch of heavy equipment, and now their memberships cost like $12 a month.
Is it Crunch?
Yeah, not Crunch, Planet Fitness. My bad. But yes, I
Well,
did see that Crunch did add a sauna to their.
Planet Fitness was upgrading their gym even when Crunch opened. Like they were updating like all the equipment.
They're
and stuff.
always updating something, and I will say it here. I hate Planet Fitness. They suck.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just a hater of the color scheme.
It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's just that whenever COVID hit, that's where I was going. But they sucked about giving us updates if they were going to be closed. You wouldn't even get emails. They would just tell you, like, as soon as you're about to get in the gym, then you would see a sign that said
remember-
that we're closed till da 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 da.
I think it was like
And then it wasn't just like one time. It happened like multiple times, and I was like, okay, I'm over Planet. And then I went over to Crunch, and then that's whenever Crunch started popping off. But everybody was like in their gym fitness era, and everybody was in the gym, and I hated the crowds. I hated the cameras everywhere.
Crunch
Fitness
is definitely like
influencers.
Yeah, the influencer gym.
Wannabes. I don't know.
And now
I
a
don't
lot of them
see
are
too many tripods and
Yeah, and I don't see them as much anymore.
At Crunch.
But when Crunch first opened,
Yeah, whenever Crunch first opened, it was it was bad. And so I just got tired
How's
of
TrueFit on
TrueFit's
that?
actually, I haven't seen,
Well, people are getting into using what is it, the magnetic phone cases,
I haven't seen any there.
and then they'll do it that way, which is I mean I would do it that way if I did it for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I liked it just to hold my phone for the heck of it, but I haven't
Ethan does
seen
it too.
anything. But I don't know. I think it was around 2023. I went over to TrueFit with my other friend, and it wasn't as busy. And then they updated their gym, and that's whenever everybody that
Started
lifted
moving.
heavy went over to TrueFit
To
again.
me, TrueFit's always been that gym though. Like I call it the roid head gym.
And so now you see like a bunch of like older guys, sorry, like that, like lift
Sorry, not
heavy and, you know, just like bodybuilders. They're at TrueFit now.
Yeah,
But
think they've
I
always
kind of
been
like
there.
it that there's not as many influencers or trying to be wannabes.
Well, I know some of the new gym equipment has phone holders too.
I haven't
You
seen
can
that.
put it on there.
At Crunch?
I've seen one at Crunch, not all of them, but because we have like
I've
five
seen,
or
I've
s-
actually, whenever I went there, I knew that they had like holders for your phone and everything.
Shoot, last time I went to Crunch, it's been like 2 years.
But we had talked about maybe going back because we're training for our high rocks.
Oh, and you need the
And
wall
we
ball
need like
thingy.
wall balls, and we really can't do that at TrueFit.
they don't have.
They don't have.
They don't have a
devices?
designated like thing you can toss it at, and it'll say a sign like in the very back. It'll say no wall balls.
Against the walls. Yeah.
Yeah, against the wall. So I don't know. I
was just
I
risking
like it at Crunch just because it's. I mean, in my opinion, I think it's like a little bit longer, and everything just doesn't seem as closed off, and the lighting and there's just better. I feel like every time I walk into TrueFit, I feel like my eyes are like partially closed, so it just looks
Kinda
super
dark.
dark.
I
Yeah.
never really had a problem with it.
I haven't been there.
But I
since
mean,
it
I
was
guess some
goals.
people don't really care or think about it like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
I'm just like, I feel like my eyes aren't even fully
In
open.
the back room at TrueFit, my eyes will be like,
because it's dark.
yeah, the lighting's a little bit darker back there, like where the basketball court is.
Gotcha.
Why don't you talk about the thing that we're training for?
Oh, High Rocks?
Yeah, high
Yeah,
rocks.
tell us about that.
Okay, so it's basically a, what do I call it? Like a fitness, or it's an endurance race, basically. And so I'm going to tell you all the workouts, and between all of those workouts, you have to run a kilometer. So I think it starts off with the row machine for 1,000 meters. Everything's in meters because this competition started in Germany, I think. So you have to start out with the rowing machine for 1,000 meters, then the ski machine for 1,000 meters, then the lunges, the kettlebell.
Kettlebell.
Why am I choking on that?
Kettle-
Kettlebell carry. The kettlebell
farmer's
carries. Yeah, farmers carries. Sled pull, sled push. What am I missing? Wall balls.
You
I'm missing
did
one more.
lunges?
Yeah, I'm missing one.
This is like the CrossFit
Burpees.
games, kinda?
Burpees.
Burpees. You have to do
Broad jump.
burpee
burpees.
broad jumps, and it is rough. My
Are
heart.
both gonna do it, or
Yes.
just
Yeah, so you
so
can
it
do
was-
it solo.
Yeah, you can do it solo or you can do it mixed.
You can do
And you
solo,
can-
doubles,
and-
mixed doubles.
partners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had seen
So you
it
can break up that like 1,000 meters.
on
and
my
stuff like
For
that.
You page on TikTok, and I was just like, hey, this is actually kind of interesting. And I think Brock noticed it. I just like to try hard stuff. And I showed it to him. I was like, hey, like, we should try it. And he was like, you know, this is going to be like really hard, right? And I was like,
Yeah, because
I
I've
mean,
heard
yeah.
of it before. And
And
Tori's
I
like,
had
you
ne-
never
like-
wanted to do this? I was like, no, I've thought about it, but there's
yeah,
no way.
and so I mean, I feel like he'd do really good. I feel like he just has like that mentality from being in the military, and he had already trained for his half marathon. So
Oh, well, they say that
and
if
they
you
say
can
like
do a
if-
half marathon,
yeah, if you can do
a
a
high
half
rocks.
yeah, and it's just really an endurance thing, and so you can either do it like what do they call it,
But I
pro
will
or
say-
entry.
Oh yeah, you can do the pro. Like the difference between pro and I think it's just called standard is the weights in pro are just heavier. That's about it.
Yeah, so I had thought about either doing it by myself, but I was like, oh, maybe my sister would want to do it. But I mean, she's a nurse, so she's always busy at work, or she's just tired a lot of the time. So I thought, well, maybe she might not want to. And then I thought about asking my brother, and then my brother has a newborn, so he's pretty busy with work and his family. So I was like, well, he's probably not going to be able to do it. So,
And you didn't think about me.
well, I thought about
No.
Brock, but I was just like, oh, like, you know, Brock would probably be my best bet. I wouldn't want to do this by myself. I feel like maybe I would, maybe like after our first one together, maybe I might try doing it by myself.
That's what we were talking about.
But it's nice training. Like, I enjoy going to the gym now because I'm just not.
Plus, like, training for something together is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just
'Cause
like we're
I wanted
training
you to
towards
do the
something.
half marathon.
Like, I feel like motivated to go to the gym because I know what I'm working towards.
Yeah.
And I was telling him I got tired of just lifting weights. It's super boring to me now. I don't have that same, I guess, mentality that I used to. And I think I
I mean,
wouldn't
I
mind.
guess the only way to make lifting weights, like, worth it is if you're actually eating enough calories to make your lifts heavier, so you're progressing. You know how it goes.
And you know, I don't really care to lift that much weight. I mean, if I can work up towards it, cool. But I mean, why do I need to bench press like 100 and
Yeah, like it's not functional.
100? Yeah, 135 or 180. Like that doesn't matter. I mean, shoot,
when-
show me you can run. You know,
Ethan, he can lift all day, but
or show me you can do a pull up. I mean, I can't do a pull up for the life of me, but I mean, come on. I think that's
show me a
that's-
pull up, you.
Can do assisted.
I can do assisted, but
I always
mean,
tell Tori, jump over the bar and then just let yourself down slow.
Well, I was whenever he was gone for boot camp, I had told myself I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of train like they do in boot camp. So I would do ammo can lifts. I was doing pull ups. I was doing like 1 hour runs like after my workouts and
Push-ups.
push ups. Yeah, and
Actually,
I
did a
was
lot of push-ups.
I was probably in pretty good shape, and then yeah, once he got back, I lost it.
You lost.
Be like, go back. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's cool. Sounds like fitness has also been a kind of a significant part of y'all's marriage. together.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
for
staying
sure.
staying fit.
Going to
I
the
just,
gym together, that's always kind of been a
Yeah.
thing.
Well, I mean, we had before, but I think we'd get annoyed with each other.
There'd be certain times like you'd be off pre-workout just, I guess, overbearing. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say overbearing. I think I would just go, I'm just crazy. I'm just like, I mean, I'm tweaking over this coffee over here.
Your ADHD.
Yes, I'm ADHD. And so sometimes he's not up for it, but I mean, I am. Or sometimes it's the other way around. Or I mean, I don't even want to be at the gym, but he wants to. And
Or you're trying to hurry.
yes, I'm trying to hurry because this guy will talk for like forever. I mean, you hear him at church. Sometimes I have to walk outside.
Shout out Liz Mason.
Who's talking
Jr.
the most in the pod, though?
Me now, it's because of my coffee, I think. That and I mean, I'm
Dude,
enjoying this right
That's
now.
how I know she's tweaking.
That's all right. Well, that's cool. Y'all definitely are like the gym couple. Like after every set, they're like,
Oh no.
There will be sometimes, but like, I remember I tried that before. We're in crunch. I was like, hey, you're like, no, get away from me.
There was a while like I'm just like not really into like PDA. I wouldn't say I'm like much into it like now, but more than before. Like, you know, it was more like I don't want to hold hands. Like, I don't do that kissing in public. Like, I mean, I see people do it. You know, some people are like, oh, how cute, but I'm just like, oh, okay, y'all are doing too much.
yeah. I
Or
saw a
you'll see
couple
the like
other day.
classic couple pose in like the mirror at the gym or something like that. And
I saw a couple the
yeah,
other
we've
day
never-
walking. I guess they were leaving, so they were holding hands on the
Yeah.
way out. I was like,
he's like, I want that.
not there. No.
He's like, not at crunch.
Nah, not there. But you know, everybody's
Do you
different.
feel like, and be honest with us, do you feel like you'll get married?
I hope so.
He's still hopeful. He's still
Okay,
holding
and
out.
you know, I'll just say it. Like I'm not gonna say what kind of check I lost, but I lost a check, and I was going crazy after I didn't know where it was at. It was, you know, a decent amount of money. I was gonna use it for school, and I couldn't find it. And I just was like praying. I was like, Lord, please, 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 please. I was like, help me find this check. I was like, it was for school, and that's what I planned on using it for, and all of this stuff. And I just remember like kind of like crying, but like I was like, why am I crying? I was like, I don't really feel like crying. I was like, because I don't really feel like I lost this check. And so you know, after searching everywhere for it, like literally everywhere, like everywhere I drove and everything, I ended up getting a call one day. I just like kind of like, I wouldn't say I settled, but I was like, you know what? I really have hope that I'm gonna find this check. And, you know, sure enough, that day we got a call like, hey, you know what? This
The
is,
trash people?
yeah, this is the trash people. We found your check. We have it with us right now. And I had picked up my dad or my stepdad a couple of days ago before they found this check. So
It must have fell out.
Yeah, it must have fell out of my truck. You know, thankfully, you know, I found that check. But like going back to your like, I hope so. Like, do you really have like hope that you're gonna find a wife?
That's what hope so means. Yes.
Well, I mean, because you can have some doubt, but I didn't have any bit of doubt in me. I just knew. I was like, I'm gonna find this check. I already know I am.
I mean,
I was
if it
wondering where you're
doesn't
going with that.
happen, if it doesn't happen, I mean, I'm okay with that too. I'm not gonna, you know, kill myself if I don't. But I do have hope. Definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different podcast, actually. We could
Part
probably
2.
do 2 hours of that, you know.
He's like, we can go off on that one.
But anyways, let me see what else. That's an hour.
Really?
Can you believe that?
There's no way.
Yeah, like I'm not done talking though.
I know.
We ain't done.
We'll definitely do a 2.0 for sure. And hopefully all this equipment's working right and it comes out.
Right? Comes out just fine.
No, it should. It should for real. But I don't know. What else do I want to... You have anything else to say about the marriage side or the fitness side? The spiritual side?
What's your fitness like? Because, I mean, coming from the personal trainer.
Well,
What does it mean to be TC fit?
Well, since I'm not training anymore, I mean, I'm not personal training anymore, but it's still important. But my biggest thing has always been my eating. I can get the workout part,
Definitely the easier part.
but that's the hard part is the eating for me. So again, you can do a whole nother podcast on that, but I really feel like it's helped me at my age. You know, I feel good, and
And you're like 50.
53.
See, I mean, you're
Dang,
actually
I just
pretty
said
good,
53.
and you're in pretty good condition. I have a bunch of like 50-year-olds that come in. I'm like, dang, they look like they're been out of shape.
They're holding on.
They're holding on.
Well, I mean, you know, that's all ages now. There's a lot of big people around that don't take care of them. So
The food has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with the food and the foods that, you know, they used to eat. I had a patient, this is a while back ago, but she was 99. But I'm telling you, this woman looked like she was in her 70s. And she looked in pretty good condition. She hardly took any medications. And, I mean, all she had was like a hearing aid. But, I mean, I expect that with somebody that's about to be 100 years old.
Did she have a walker?
And no. Oh, actually, yes, she did, but just kind of like help her. I mean, if she couldn't like walk, but I mean,
Still pretty
her
good,
teeth, and I mean, except for the one that we had to pull out. I mean, she had pretty good teeth. I mean, she was in pretty good health.
age.
And I was just like, hey, like you look really good for your age. She was like, yeah. She's like, I didn't really eat any processed foods. She's like, I don't think I've ever had a Coke before either. She's like, I've only ever drinking like water and like milk with like my foods and stuff.
though. She had the farm diet.
Yeah. And she said that, yeah, her parents had owned a farm and so they grew all their foods and everything. And I was like, dang, like this woman's in pretty good condition. And his grandpa, Peepaw, is
Peepaw just turned 89.
89. And I mean, I think he's in pretty good condition. I mean, his teeth might not be in the best shape, but I mean, I feel like for his physical state, he's actually in pretty good health.
yeah, I mean, it helps. I mean, being a trainer for so long, I see people that, like you said, don't look their age, don't feel their age. I mean, let's not get out of the hand. We can't turn back the clock on everything, but
Right.
definitely just like compared to people who are not taking care of themselves, it's a big difference, huge difference.
Yeah.
So
Do you take any medications for like for anything?
I just
like-
take one for high blood pressure.
Oh, does that run in your family?
Yes, but I think I can correct it with my diet, but
Oh, gotcha.
I haven't yet, so hopefully I will.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I see my parents and they're 76 and they take a lot of medications. I don't want to, I mean, I don't know if you can totally avoid that, but you can definitely push it back.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I just encourage everybody to stay active.
Stay
I mean,
active.
that's a big deal.
Cut out your added sugars.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard.
That's a big one. I was
It's
trying
very
to,
hard.
I guess, be more aware of it and cut out foods with them. Dude, it's so hard.
Yeah, and then working with youth all my life, just about it's pizza, hot chili cheese dogs, all the cheap food.
Yeah, fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I die early, I was tell the Lord it's their fault. It's all your fault.
What is it? My aunt, she was telling us that one of her friends, they live out in Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying that one of her friends, they own a funeral home. And actually for like the embalming chemicals, they don't actually have to use as much of them because of all the preservatives in the food nowadays.
Oh, for people? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And then, what was it? What did they say? Whenever people are getting cremated, it just smells like...
Barbecue.
Burger
Yeah,
King?
it smells like
Barbecue.
It smells like barbecue. Whenever people are getting cremated, I'm
That's
like,
disgusting.
That's terrible. That's freaking terrible.
I believe it, man. There's a lot of crazy things that people say about our food we eat.
I mean,
Well, what is it? Whenever, I don't know if y'all have seen, like, going back to TikTok. I saw a TikTok where it shows the McDonald's ingredients in the United States and then the ingredients in, like, the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom doesn't have a lot of the preservatives and a lot of, like, all those crazy names you can't pronounce. And then in the United States, you have all this crazy stuff.
Yeah. We're going to have to put that in part 2.0 podcast for you guys.
Yeah.
next weekend. Stay tuned.
Say it in the mic.
Next weekend.
Oh, shoot.
He's like, I'm gone.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here. I think we got to go eat.
Dude, I'm getting hungry. My stomach was rumbling a few times.
He's like, where are the preservatives at?
So we'll do this again, definitely. And I appreciate y'all for coming on.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it so much.
And
that
as
we'll
always,
go ahead and
I don't know.
Stay rock solid.
What is it? If you have a dream, chase it.
hold on. Before we end it, I heard you say something earlier about, you really dig the podcast thing. I will tell you, when I was, mentioning to people that I wanted to do a podcast, I had people say, everybody has a podcast. I was
They're
like,
being
no, they don't.
haters.
Me?
A lot of people do.
I said that?
No,
I was about to
no,
say,
no,
really?
saying,
Just a lot of people told
I
them.
would never discourage you if you wanted to do a podcast.
Who said that? Was it somebody at church?
I won't mention any names.
Was it
nobody
anybody at church?
No, it wasn't
Oh,
anybody at
okay.
church.
Name drop.
No, so we'll definitely not give a shout out to that person.
Negative. Dislike.
So, if you ever want to do one on your own, I can help you out. But anyways, thanks for being here, guys. Let's do this one more time.
The outro song. And as always,
Stay
catch you
rock
on the flip.
solid. Oh.
All right. See everybody.